Here's a little practice to move and mobilize the front of the hip flexors. For this practice, we will just need a block. Set the block aside to begin, and let's come into a child's pose, knees wide, feet together. Good, take an inhale, and exhale. Now from here, inhale, rock forward, bend the knees, lift the chest, exhale, rock back towards child's pose. Inhale, rock forward. Want to drop the hips towards the floor as we squeeze the heels towards the butt, lifting the chest, and then back towards child's pose. A few more times. Inhale, nice and slow. Lift the chest, squeeze the heels, and back. Last time. Inhale. Rocking forward, hips drop towards the ground. Lift up the chest and back down. And then from here, just rock forward about halfway, curl the toes, and come into a downward facing dog. And real briefly, just bend the knees, pedal the heels here a little bit. All right, take an inhale here, lift the right leg up. Bend the knee and take a twist. It's going to open up the front side of that right hip. Try to draw the heel towards the butt. Inhale, breath, lift up a little higher. And on the exhale, step the right foot behind the right hand. Bring the back knee to the mat. Let's come into a kneeling lunge. For some kneeling lunge, have the hips stacked above the knee. Now from here, inhale the arms up overhead. Stretch the arms up towards the ceiling. Still stay that hip is stacked right over the knee, and then even squeeze the butt muscle a little bit. Now we're not going to go far, but ever so slightly press the back of that left foot or the top of that left foot into the mat, and just take the pelvis a little more forward. Good, take a breath in. And then grab your block, place it down on the right side outside the hip, and just reach the left arm up and over. We can place the hand on the block. You can switch the depth of the block, just depending on what you feel like. But here, just really reach the hand over. You can take the gaze towards the hands or down towards the other hand. Good. Another breath in here. And then come back up. Bring the left hand on the floor on the inside of that right foot. Straighten the left leg, arm up, easy twist. Good. Take a breath in here. And out. One more breath in. And then bring both hands down to the mat and just step back to a high plank. From the high plank, lower all the way down to the floor. And just take the hands a little forward at the shoulders and just lift the chest up. Nice and easy. This seal type pose. Just want to feel the stretch a little bit in the front of the hips. Good. Take a breath in. And then lower back down. Curl the toes. Downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Bend the knee. Take your twist. Try to draw the heel towards the butt. I want to feel a little bit in that front side of the left hip. Good. Just take a breath in here. And then nice and slowly step the left foot behind the left thumb. Back knee to the mat. And we come up into our kneeling lunge again. Right hip stacked over the knee. Place the block on the left side. Inhale the arms up overhead. Now stretch the fingers up towards the ceiling. Squeeze that right butt muscle a little bit. So when you squeeze that butt muscle, we stretch the hands up. And then as we press the top of the right foot into the mat, we can lean forward a little bit. Just get a little more stretch in the front side of the hip. It's natural to want to lunge forward. Try not to do that. We're going to do that next round. Good, so squeeze the butt muscle, lift up. And then left hand on that block, reach up and over. Put as much weight on that block as you can. Even keep squeezing on that right butt muscle as we reach the hand up and over. Good, take another breath here. And then come back up, set the block aside, right hand on the inside of the left foot, straighten the right leg, reach the left arm up, easy twist. Good, take an inhale. Try to keep that right leg nice and straight, so we don't want to drop that hip down, but keep the hip nice and lifted. And then as you press the ball of the right foot into the mat, then you can start to twist up a little bit more. Good. Another inhale. And then hands come down to the mat. Step back to a high plank. We're going to lower down to the ground again. Same thing, the seal pose. Take the hands a little bit beyond the shoulders and come up. You can keep the elbows on the mat if you like, or take it to whatever depth you can. This shouldn't hurt the back. And if you're someone that sits throughout the day, this might be just a good stretch of those front side of the hips. It should be. Good, take a breath in, lift the chest. And on the exhale, lower back down, downward facing dog. One more time, inhale the right leg up, bend the knee, take a twist, and really try to reach it back a little bit further. And then step the right foot behind that right hand, back knee to the mat. Now this time, you can place the hand on top of that thigh, and then just allow yourself just to lunge a little bit more into this pose. So here you might just feel it a little bit right here, but really reach that left hip forward. Take an inhale. And then we can stretch the arms up overhead. Good, take a breath in. And then hands down to the mat. Step back to our high plank. We're going to lower down to the mat. And then we're going to lift back up again. Good, take an inhale. And out, good. Lower back down. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. We're going to bend the knee. We're going to take that twist. And then we're going to slowly step the left foot behind that left thumb, right knee to the mat. Hands come to the top of that left thigh to begin, and just lean into it. We still want to have the knee and tracking forward over roughly that second or third toe. We can ever so slightly press the top of that right foot into the mat as we lean forward. You should feel this along the front side of the hip. Good, take another breath in. We can reach the arms up overhead as we lean a little bit more. Lift the chin, lift the gaze, look up. And then hands down, high plank. Lower yourself all the way to the floor. Hands in front of the shoulders. Last time we'll do this, lift up into this, just a little bit of a back bend, a little bit of a hip stretcher. If you like, you can try bending the knees. That might put a little extra stress on the back, so if it bugs the back, irritates the back, don't do it. And it just might be undoable anyway. Good, take another breath. And then let's lower back down, step back to our downward facing dog. And from here, just walk the feet forward, behind the hands. Bring your thumbs to the hip crease. Bend the knees a little bit. So right in those hip flexors we've been working, press them back. So you might feel nice to kind of press on the tendons a little bit. And then slowly come all the way up. Now from here, we're just going to do one standing pose. If you have balance, great. If you don't have balance, we can always use a wall. So I'll just demonstrate here with the wall first. We're going to bend that knee. Ideally, I want to try to bring my left hand to the inside of the foot. Grab right where the shoelaces would be. If my hand's on the wall, just begin to kick that left foot into the left hand. As much as you can, keep the chest lifted. If you don't need the wall, you can start to reach the right arm forward. And then we can start to bring the upper body down a little bit. But really kick that left leg up towards the ceiling. Pretend like you're kicking a soccer ball here, so you're kicking that left foot into the hand. Now lift the chin, chest, kick a little bit more. And then slowly, you come back out. Second side, if you're using the wall, great, use the wall. We're going to bend the knee. We're going to bring the hand to the inside of the foot. We're going to squeeze that knee together, and we're just going to kick that right foot into that right hand. If you find the knee kind of pulling out to the right side, just try to bring the knee back underneath the hip. A good way we can do this, keep kicking. But if you have the wall in front of you, we can stay here, and this is an excellent way to do this pose. You can take the other fingers and walk them up. Good, take another breath in here. And then come back up. Release the foot, forward fold. From here, you can rest the hands on the floor, bring them to the inner part of the elbows. And just bend and straighten the knee a little bit. Rock a little back and forth. And then hands come to the hips. Press the hip creases back, slowly come back up with a flat back. And we're in our Tadasana.